Hello guys, S2W here as your average consumer with your next casual consumer's perspective review. For this video, I was able to obtain the newest and newly released silhouette created by Adidas Originals for a closer review. Marketed with several special launch events around the globe including where I live in Toronto, Adidas Originals have finally revealed the next roster to their lineup. Today, I have the Adidas Prophere here for a review. Now in my opinion, when this shoe was first shown through images released by Adidas, I really thought they had a similar outline as the Adidas EQT Support 9317. The way that the midsole curves with a bulky aesthetic and the way that the upper is shaped just looks like a boostless alternative to those boosted EQTs. Even without them in hand, you might have noticed that it looked large through images. And since the trend right now is with heavy or chunky shoes, did Adidas make this silhouette to suit the needs for those looking for these kinds of silhouette? Let's take a closer look at these sneakers. The shoe was inspired by the 90s footwear aesthetic, combining the oversized element of the past with today's innovative designs. It's honestly a type of shoe that we don't see Adidas make a lot in their lineups nowadays, as they have always strived for that lightweight style. But from just looking at these, it seems like Adidas has kept the knit trend going by using it on this pair as well. I don't believe there is an official name for this knit, but I do know for sure it's not Adidas' famous Prime knit. On this model, it's like your traditional knit fabric that feels soft and adaptable, but nowhere close to being stretchy or as thin as Prime knit, popularly found on models like the Ultra Boost or PKNMD. The knit on this feels stiffer and a bit thicker than Prime knit. It's also because the internal lining under the knit upper isn't knit. It's actually another layer of black mesh fabric instead, so I feel that is what gave it extra strength. But visual wise, the knit looks really complex. It's a mixture of a black base upper intertwined with grey knitting and hints of red spots. The red is speckled throughout the shoe, hiding between the black and grey knitting, with occasionally large red dots sprinkled at the surface that we can easily see too, which creates a fascinating three-tone look. The toe box of the upper also sports additional embroideries, which is also seen on the familiar EQT Support 9317 models. These embroidered lines hardens the knit upper as well, making the knit around the edges of the toe box even more structured. To enhance this comfort, they made this knit a one-piece upper, making the fit even more close to a sock-like construction. Both the medial and lateral side of the shoe looks identical to each other, sporting a bold three-stripe cage made out of synthetic suede. By touch, it honestly feels like how a pool table feels like, but other than stabilizing our mid-foot stride, it also supplies the lace holes for the black rope laces of the shoe to be threaded through, locking up the side cages as we tighten up the shoes. The only difference I see design-wise is that on the medial side, there are multiple small punctured holes on each of the stripe, while on the lateral side, each stripe is completely evened out. At the back of the sneakers, we will witness a high-rising pull tab with bright orange embroidered lines at the top for an extra flashy look. Then right under this is a raw edge heel cage made out of soft leather, adding not just texture alone, but a sharp bad boy look. To me, it almost looks like a shark fin for some reason, evoking this aggressive appearance. On top of the shoes, we have a piece of nylon overlay tab that wraps over the high tongue. At the top, we will see the Adidas Original trefoil branding as well. Inside the sneaker, there is a non-removable insole with the Adidas trefoil branding stamped at the heel area. You can yank the insoles out I guess, but it's glued pretty shut tight. This insole is actually from the company Ortholite, which is known to offer soft compressive comfort. It's also used on the EQT Support 9317 as well. And I only know this because on one of the shoe, the insole here is not well glued down, so I can actually see the blue Ortholite foam on the insole sticking out. Other than that, the back inner lining sports a black mesh coating, with minimal padding here to add some cushioning for our Achilles. Then finally to the midsole, they finished this with a polyurethane material, which by touch is a hard plastic foam. It's also sculpted with many rounded spikes or ripples to create this striking proportion, again increasing the theme of boldness and aggressiveness of this shoe. The outsole is created with your regular rubber compound, which again is rippled to increase traction on the ground, and two additional red-orange plates at the front and heel of the sneakers to improve durability. Anyways, here are some Adidas Prophere fit footage. Fit-wise, first of all, these are wide feet friendly. By going true to size, I even find these fit a little big for my taste. It's still wearable and fit more like a lifestyle shoe that I can never run with, but I do feel like I can go a half size down for that snugger fit. If you have narrow feet, definitely go at least half a size down to one size down because they do fit big. Try them in store if you can. These are not that hype, so you should still see them in store. Comfort wise, given its stiffer knit upper and tougher outsole, they're not the most comfortable, but they still do its job. I feel like this is a sneaker geared towards the visual more than its comfort, because not only do they feel firm on feet, they also do feel heavy as well. It's hard to say because the trend is following chunkier shoes at this moment, so I can see why this shoe is like this, but if you are in the market for this trend, this shoe is a nice option for that. Also, the midsole and outsole feels really tough too, almost as tough as the cupsole found on the Adidas Superstars, so don't let someone kick you or hit you with these, because it will hurt bad. Price-wise, these are $170 Canadian before tax, which is on the cheaper mid-range pricing of the spectrum. It does offer that next era of streetwear aggressive style, so again, I think it's not that bad of a sneaker to pick up if you're looking for a cheap, chunkier model. Now because they do look like the EQT Support 9317, especially the one-piece upper EQT Support Future 9317 by Bait, I have placed them together to see how different or similar they look like. And man, these Prophere absolutely looks a lot bulkier than the EQT. It's almost like a jacked up version of the EQTs in my opinion, where everything is bolder, thicker, and larger than the boosted EQTs. And here we have people thinking that the EQT were chunky already. These Prophere are a lot larger. As always, throw me some likes if you like this video, and let me know in the comments what you think about this chunky shoe trend. I personally think Adidas is trying to innovate while hopping on the trends of modern times, which is great for the time being, but will this silhouette work 6 months or 12 months from now when everyone now prefers the lightweight and heavily cushioned lifestyle shoes? This chunky shoe trend is definitely something I would love to see how it will turn out in 2018. That's it for today. S2W signing off.